Greetings, my friends, and welcome to the Hills of Maplewood. As always, it is truly a delight of mine to be able to come to you from these special places that we call the Hills of Maplewood. This evening, as I've come out, it is a beautiful evening. There's a little bit of a breeze that's blowing and such, but not quite enough to keep the horseflies away. They're pretty thick out here in the Hills of Maplewood right now, but you know what? They're part of God's creation as well, I think. No, it is a gorgeous evening out, and I wanted to come to you and just kind of share in a moment. I know that this past week and past couple of weeks we've had some rains, some heavy rains that have come through the area, and even, some strong storms, some high winds and things like that. And it's always a nerve-wracking time of the year when we have those kind of storms that pop up and come through and dump rain, which we need, but then sometimes comes those strong winds. As I thought about that and thought about the storms that sometimes we deal with in these summer months, I wanted to share with you a text that's coming from Mark chapter 4, verses 35 through 41, and it talks about a storm that the disciples had to deal with. And it reads like this: "On that day when evening had come, he said to them, 'Let us go across to the other side.' And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat so that the boat was already being swamped. But he was in the stern, asleep, on a cushion. And they woke him, and he said to them, 'Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?' He woke up and rebuked the winds and said to the sea, 'Peace, be still.' Then the wind ceased, and there was a dead calm, and he said to them, 'Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?' And they were filled with great awe and said to one another, 'Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?'" Those are beautiful words to hear sometimes. Even though we live through some of these summertime storms, the high winds, there's fear in among us. Even though we might be sheltered, safe in our homes, we sometimes still are afraid. Thus, even the storms of our lives cause us to be anxious, fearful, and afraid. Jesus says, "Be still and know that I am with you." He calmed the seas, he calmed the winds, but he also calms us in the midst of the storms. So as we move through these summertime storms that pass through, that dump rain and wind, let us be calmed and comforted to know that Jesus is with us. He is protecting us and keeping us with him. So my friends, as we move through today, as we move through the weeks, know that God is with you. Blessings to you from the Hills of Maplewood. Amen.
Sail the sea of faith, find out before too long how quickly blue skies can grow dark and gentle winds grow strong. Suddenly fear is like white water pounding on the soul. Still doesn't mean he will. Sometimes he holds us close and lets the wind and waves go wild. Sometimes he calms the storm, and other times he calms his child. He has a reason for each trial that we pass through in life. And though we're shaken, we cannot be pulled apart from Christ. No matter how the driving rain beats down those who hold to faith, a heart of trust will always